In part one of this video, we filled in these 3 potholes, actually 2 of them. One I had already done ahead of time as a test, but we filled in these other 2, including that much larger one. Let me flip you around here. So we filled in these 3 holes here using the Rapidset Asphalt Repair product. And I left them deliberately a little bit rough and also a little bit low, knowing that I was going to come back and redo this or go over this again with the Asphalt Resurfacer product, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to try and learn from my lessons in the repair where I really took on too large a section considering how quickly this product dries. So tonight we're going to reduce that. Last time, this repair here took 8 50-pound sacks of repair. Now the resurfacer product is going to take a lot less because it doesn't have to go nearly as deep. I'm going to mix up, you buy the resurfacer product in 25-pound boxes rather than the 50-pound bags. At least that's what's available for sale here locally. And so I'm going to mix up 2 boxes into a single bucket, which would basically be 50 pounds. I'm going to do that twice. I'm going to have 2 buckets of that ready to go, and we're going to see how far I get that. I've got a fair amount. In addition to covering up the pothole repairs, there's a fair amount of spider webbing and alligator cracking that I want to get filled as well. And again, let me flip you around and show you that. So as we look past the repairs and you look to the alligator cracking, there's quite a bit in there. And what I'd like to do is, especially right in through this area and definitely around the edges here and in between the repairs, that's my highest priority. That's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to try and get all of that filled in. And I'd like to come in, you know, more or less at a rectangle around these 3 repairs, and have a smooth product when we're done, or a smooth repair when we're done. I've got 2 5-gallon buckets. I've already got them filled with the right amount of water. And then I've got these 4 boxes. I need to get these opened up. I still need to get a fresh loop roller put on the paint roller so that I'll be ready to use that. And I also need to get my squeegee ready. So I'm going to finish getting my tools ready to go, and then we're going to get this put down before it gets dark tonight. I did this off camera because it's not very exciting, but I used a wire bristled broom to clear this whole area, blow it off, broom it again several times until I had these cracks as empty of dirt as I could get them. I probably should have power washed it also, but water has a tendency, one of the main reasons I'm fixing this area is it's the lowest spot in the entire parking lot area, and water tends to collect here. And so I really can't power wash it without waiting several more days for it to dry up, and that kind of defeats the purpose because then it's gotten dirty again. So I'm going to give it one more blowing with the leaf blower to make sure that it's clear, and then we're going to mix the product and put that down. All right, I got the squeegee here, and then I've got the roller over there. So I'm ready to go with those. Got the paddle mixer over here. Let me get the buckets. Oops. For putting the product down, I'm going to do this live because I want to demonstrate to you guys how fast this product dries. You really need to have everything ready to go. Do not think that you will put this product down and have extra time to do things. It dries really quick and you need to work with it really fast. So in order to demonstrate that, when it comes to putting this product down, we're just going to keep that live. I'm not going to speed any of this time up. When it comes to loop rolling it out, I'm going to speed it up because that gets to be pretty boring. And there's more time to do that than there is to get the product down. I'm really trying to work this product down into the cracks for that alligator cracking and make sure that that fills all of that up. But at the same time, like you can see where I'm working right here, that's a low spot. And I'm trying to make sure that that side of it ends up just a little bit thicker and a little bit higher so that I fill in those low spots as much as I can. By the way, when you're working with a product like this, do yourself a favor and make sure that you have an old pair of shoes. The shoes that I'm wearing there, I typically own one pair of tennis shoes at a time, and normally I try to wear like a pair of work boots or something. I forgot, and I completely ruined these shoes. My wife and I were going out of town the next weekend, and so I had to literally stop and buy shoes on the way out of town because I messed up my decent shoes doing this. I almost spent too long working on this section. This is the section that's a little bit thicker, and I wanted to make sure that I got that evened out as much as I could. But the part that I'm working on right now, it had started to dry. And I was really starting to run out of time on this. I could tell as I started to work it that it was getting dry and getting firm, and I really needed to be hustling. And that's why you can see now I'm kind of trying to pull from the thicker side onto the thinner side where I needed a little bit more. I've had this product on the ground for about 4 minutes at this point. And you can see as I'm pulling that squeegee from the thick side to the thin side, I'm barely moving any material. I'm almost down to the point where I'm going to have to loop roll this. I really like the way this product goes down. You can see how easy it was to use the squeegee to get the product smooth and get it to cover that area. And then once it gets to this tacky consistency and starts to set up, you just take a loop roller and it's like you're painting it. And it puts a little bit of a matte, kind of a rough surface on it and really smooths it out and gets all the squeegee marks out. I really like the way it works. It's just, it dries a little bit fast for me. So at this point, we are going to speed this up a little bit because I'm going to loop roll this probably for another 4 minutes or so. And that can get pretty repetitive. So we'll speed this up and I'll catch up with you at the end. This stuff dries really fast. I mean, you saw how fast I was moving and that was real time. That was not sped up. In retrospect, I probably overshot again and should have done this in 2 pours. I think it's going to work out okay. Using the, oops, there'll be some gravel in there. Using the loop roller to even out the squeegee marks. Apparently I had something in there, I don't know what. A little bit of debris or something. It's a little thicker in that part right there, so that's still a little wet. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more. The edges of this are almost completely dry. It's really incredible how fast this stuff dries. You can see the little dry parts I'm already starting to flick up on the edges. I'm not too worried if I leave some little divots here and there because I am going to seal this whole thing. Product requires that you come in and seal it. So that's going to fill in any minor imperfections. A little bit of a high spot there I'm trying to work out. Right there. That looks pretty good. Get these edges. Just trying to make sure I don't end up with any real high spots on the edges there. Again, that will fill in for the most part with whatever I put down for the sealer. It covered a bigger section than I thought it would. That was 4 boxes, 4 25-pound boxes, so 100 pounds of the resurfacer. I think that's basically double the section of what I did in my original video. It's not yet completely dry, but let me show you what it looks like. It's close. You can see it comes out with a pretty smooth finish when you roll it out like that. This area here is a little rough. Again, that's going to fill in with the sealer when I put that down. And by tomorrow morning when I come out, this is going to be, it'll be more of a black finish still, but it'll be a lot drier. I'll show you, for anybody who hasn't seen the first video, I'll show you a patch I did 3 or 4 months ago that still needs to be sealed. I'm going to expand this patch, which is why I haven't sealed it yet. But this is the way that's going to finish out. And it'll weather so that it has a smooth kind of a gray finish. And you can kind of see the other patch in the black patch in the background there. I'm almost done with this repair. It's hard to believe. This has been months in the making that I've been working on this. In the next video, part of this, I'm going to use an asphalt sealer. It's a filler sealer. It's a 10-year product that we're going to put on this. And we're going to cover all of that up and then the surrounding area. And we're going to see what that looks like when it's done. I think it's going to look a whole lot better than it did. I'm pretty happy with how this went. I was right at the edge of my ability. Mixing up 4 boxes of that was almost more than I could handle. I mean, you saw how fast I had to hustle. I maybe have a slight depression and it's not as perfect as I would like it. I should have done it. So a mental note to self, you can do 2 boxes at a time in a single 5-gallon bucket. And that's about all you can do in one pour. And then you got to clean up and get ready for the next pour. Anyway, that's it for this one. Do me a favor, click like, click subscribe. Subscribe won't cost you anything. We won't send you anything, but it does help me grow the channel. And it'll let you know when I've got more videos coming out, like when I do the sealing for this. Otherwise, that's it. Thank you for joining us out here at the Coyote Country Homestead. My name is Chris. We'll talk to you again next time.